Crossrail is Europe's largest infrastructure project. It's right that we recognise the fact that we're now halfway through this programme, on budget, on time, and delivering it at a world-class standard.
Crossrail will add 10% more capacity to London public transport in the next 5 years. It's absolutely essential that that capacity is created to maintain London as a global city.
Particularly going into Canary Wharf, we're going to increase the capacity into Canary Wharf by 50%. They're going to be bigger stations, lighter stations. I tell you, I can't wait to see the finished infrastructure.
We've actually built more than half of the tunnels. All of our construction sites are pretty much at their busiest, and we're well on the way to creating the space that will allow us to build the railway that will be Crossrail.
It's really important on a programme so large that we recognise these key milestones. We've completed more than 30 kilometres of bored tunnel, 3.5 kilometres of sprayed concrete lining tunnel. We've moved 1.5 million cubic metres of spoil to Wallasey. And whilst we appreciate the inherent risks involved in a programme of this size and scale, we continue to make safety our number one value in everything that we do.
Doing that amount of construction in the middle of one of the busiest cities in the world there's all sorts of challenges.
The Olympics were happening and the world's largest sporting party going on. We've been building Europe's largest construction project underneath the people in London and really without anybody noticing what we were doing.
It's hugely complex. It will be a signal to the rest of the world that we have a competence that they should feel envious of.
You know, there's hardly a week on Crossrail that goes by without hitting another major milestone. I suppose some of those that stick out for me, the Connaught Tunnel works under the Royal Victoria Docks were very complicated. Completing the large caverns at Stepney Green were perhaps some of the most technically difficult and complex spray concrete lining works. When a tunnel boring machine breaks out into one of these stations, it's always very impressive. It's always very demonstrable that work has been done well at a world-class standard and safely. When we started Crossrail, we had an ambition to deliver more than just a world-class railway. What we need to do is to leave a legacy, and for me that's two things. One is to stimulate local business growth by putting money into the supply chains. 3 out of 5 of all of our contracts go outside London and the South East.
There are 75,000 business opportunities, predominantly for small and medium companies to compete for work with Crossrail. This is an optimistic view of what life can be like if we prioritise investment in infrastructure. It creates jobs, it creates a future, it creates optimism.
The second thing we had to do is to uplift skills right across the industry by employing people. At the moment we have 10,000, by looking after young people without jobs.
We have over 300 apprentices now working on Crossrail as part of our commitment. It's all part of creating a greater capability in the workforce for other projects that will come along after Crossrail. We put a lot of effort into understanding how we can get the vast majority of the material that we take out away from London without congesting the streets.
So what we've done wherever we can, and that's over 80%, we actually remove the excavated material and then we take it up on the river on ships, and we're building a bird sanctuary up at Wallasey Island, which is out in the Thames estuary.
We also spend a lot of time talking to local communities about what we're doing and trying to create opportunities where we can contribute, whether it's through helping with reading and learning, whether it's about local events in terms of charity raising. But we're trying very hard to make sure that people do understand that we are very appreciative of the support they give us and to feed back to people what we're doing.
So as we look now to the second half, the character of Crossrail as an organisation will change. Away from heavy civils, structures and tunnelling, and on towards creating the station space, fitting out the railway, the testing, the commissioning, linking in with the Grace West Line on the west and the Anglian in the northeast.
When you come down here, you just realise what a huge undertaking Crossrail is. You can start to see what Crossrail will look like in the year 2018.
We've built really good relationships with London Underground, with Network Rail, with DLR, and that set us up really well to take us through what's going to be an even more challenging last 50% for this project.
I'm very confident with the performance we have so far, that we understand the risks of the second half and will deliver Crossrail safely, on budget, on time, in 2018.